Chosen one, your body carries a divine imprint that time cannot erase, for heaven itself has marked you with the seal of restoration. You may not see it clearly every time you look in the mirror, but those around you do. Every step you take, every glance others cast your way confirms one undeniable truth. There is something different about you, something radiant, something eternal. People pause in your presence without knowing why. They're drawn not just to your outward appearance, but to the light that surrounds you, a light that cannot be manufactured by cosmetics, diet, or good habits. This is supernatural. This is sacred. You are a living testimony of heaven's hand at work. This beauty, this vitality, this unmistakable glow is not the product of natural preservation, it is divine intervention. You were not merely born with favorable features or good genetics. You were chosen to carry a sign, a visible symbol of God's promise, that He restores, He renews, and He sustains those whom He has set apart. Chosen one, if you've ever wondered why you're still standing when others have crumbled, why your face still reflects hope despite everything you've endured, why your eyes still shine even after walking through fire, here is your answer. You have been touched by the breath of heaven. Your renewal is not defined by age or seasons. It is anchored in covenant. You have given God your frailty, and He has returned to you a supernatural strength. You have surrendered your weariness, and He has clothed you with light. Today, heaven speaks a word over you. Chosen one, your body is living proof that I can restore what the world thought was already lost. You are not just admired, you are a mystery. People see you and wonder how you do it. They notice the glow on your skin, the strength in your step, and the peace in your eyes, but they can't explain it. They attribute it to skincare, good sleep, or perhaps lucky genes. But chosen one, what they are witnessing is not physical maintenance, it is divine preservation. What they see is the evidence of favor, the result of heaven's touch, the unmistakable mark of someone who has been renewed from the inside out. While others are fighting to preserve youth through worldly means, your youth is being restored through spiritual exchange. You are living proof that when God breathes upon a soul, the entire being responds spirit, mind, and body. The glow on your face is not simply the absence of wrinkles, it is the presence of peace. The strength you carry is not the result of discipline alone, it is the outflow of grace. You are not simply youthful in appearance, you are spiritually radiant. The reason others pause when they see you is because they're catching a glimpse of something they don't have language for. They are seeing the reality of Psalm 90-17 being fulfilled in you. May the favor of the Lord our God rest on us. Establish the work of our hands for us, yes. Establish the work of our hands. God's favor has rested on you so powerfully that it shows in everything: your posture, your presence, your peace. Chosen one, you are not aging as others do, because you are not living as others live. You are living under the shadow of the Almighty, and in that shelter, restoration is not an exception, it is the norm. You are not just defying time, you are displaying God, and this is only the beginning. If this word confirms what you felt but couldn't explain, comment 770, 7 I carry heaven's glow. Now, let it be a declaration, not just a reply. Chosen one, your beauty is not luck, it's a legacy. Not makeup, but mercy. Chosen one, the radiance you carry is not a product of ease, it is the harvest of endurance. The beauty that surrounds you, the quiet power within you, and the light that follows you are not born from comfort, but from confrontation. You have walked through fires that could have consumed you. You have stood in valleys that echoed with silence and shadows. You have endured nights when heaven seemed distant, and days when your strength felt like vapor. And yet, here you are, not burned, not broken, but brighter, stronger, transformed. What others see as grace and poise is actually the residue of battles fought behind closed doors, wars in the spirit, fought on your knees, where the world could not see. They do not understand that your glow is the result of ashes exchanged for beauty, that your wisdom was carved from wilderness, and your peace was extracted from pressure. You have not merely survived, you have overcome. And every time life tried to take something from you, God used it to give something greater back. For each loss, He poured more substance. For each wound, He sealed it with a higher purpose. This is why you shine. Not because you were untouched by struggle, but because you allowed the struggle to purify, not petrify. You surrendered your affliction at the altar and watched God turn it into authority. And now, there is a quiet thunder in your voice, a steady fire in your eyes, and an unshakable joy in your spirit that no one can steal. Isaiah 48:10 says, "See, I have refined you, though not as silver. I have tested you in the furnace of affliction." This isn't poetic, this is your truth. You've lived in that furnace. And instead of being reduced, you were refined. You were not undone, you were unveiled. C.S. Lewis, in his profound exploration of suffering in The Problem of Pain, wrote, "God whispers to us in our pleasures, speaks in our consciences, but shouts in our pains. It is His megaphone to rouse a deaf world." This insight illuminates the transformative power of your trials. The afflictions you endured were not silent voids, but divine calls to awaken your deeper self, refining your radiance through pain's loud voice, and aligning your glow with heaven's purpose to reveal the strength forged in adversity. Others your age may show the weight of years. You, chosen one, show the weight of glory. The years tried to mark you, but God marked you deeper. The pain tried to age you, but God reversed its power. And now, you wear the brilliance of one who has passed through divine refinement. Your radiance is not simply physical, it is prophetic. It is heaven's statement that no weapon formed against you prospered, and every fire only revealed more of the gold within you. You don't look like what you've been through, and that is the miracle. That is the testimony. That is what makes you shine. Chosen one, what sustains you is not natural, it is supernatural. Your strength does not come from routines or rest, though those things have their place. It comes from a well that others cannot see, a source that never runs dry. People marvel at your energy. They wonder how you keep going when others your age are slowing down, how you keep rising when life keeps throwing storms your way. But what they do not realize is this: you live by divine exchange. While others burn fuel, you draw power from heaven. Your resilience is not self-generated, it is spirit-infused. The reason you do not collapse under pressure is that you were never carrying your burden alone. Every time you felt weak, you traded your weakness for God's strength. Every time you ran out, heaven poured back in. And now, you move with an ease that confounds logic. You walk through valleys and do not faint. You face mountains and do not retreat. You endure what others avoid, and you rise with more power than before. C.S. Lewis, in his seminal work, Mere Christianity, captured this essence when he wrote, "The Christian way is different, harder and easier. Christ says, 'Give me all. I don't want so much of your time and so much of your money and so much of your work. I want you.' This truth resonates with your divine exchange, where surrendering your full self to God unlocks a strength that transcends human limits, making the path both demanding and liberating, as your vitality flows from total reliance on His infinite power rather than finite efforts. Psalm 73:26 declares, "My flesh and my heart may fail, but God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever." This is not just a verse, it is your reality. Your flesh has known exhaustion, your heart has known breaking, but your spirit strengthened by God has never stopped. The same power that raised Christ from the dead is alive in you, and that power doesn't just preserve you, it propels you. You are not simply healthy, you are held. You are not just determined, you are divinely sustained. Your footsteps are ordered, your breath is blessed, and your vitality is a signal to the world that heaven still empowers its chosen. You are like a tree planted by streams of living water, always green, always fruitful, always rooted. And the more you depend on God, the stronger you become. The more you release control, the more power He entrusts to you. This is why you don't just survive seasons, you thrive in them. What others see as unfair favor is actually a life aligned with divine rhythm. You walk in step with the Spirit, and in that rhythm there is no fatigue, only flow. Chosen one, your strength is not of this world, because your source is not of this world. And as long as you remain connected to the source, no age, no obstacle, no adversity will be able to rob you of the power you carry. Your life will continue to declare one unshakable truth: those who draw from heaven will never run dry. Chosen one, your face is telling a story that words never could. Long before you speak, your countenance speaks on your behalf. There is a stillness in your eyes, a peace in your expression, and a glow that cannot be explained by makeup or lighting. That glow is not cosmetic, it is consecrated. You have been in the presence of God, and His glory has marked your face. You may not even be aware of how much your appearance has changed, but others see it. They feel something when they're near you, though they may not be able to name it. What they are sensing is the residue of the divine. Your face is not merely beautiful or youthful, it radiates holiness. It carries the light of someone who has dwelled in the secret place, who has tarried with God when no one else was watching, who has wept in worship and risen in strength. This is not a fantasy. This is scriptural. Exodus 34-29 tells us that when Moses came down from Mount Sinai, after speaking with the Lord, his face was radiant because he had spoken with God. That was not a one-time miracle. It was a pattern. When mortals spend time with the immortal, something changes. And you, chosen one, have become living proof of that pattern. Your glow is not surface deep. It is a manifestation of proximity to the throne of God. The peace in your smile is born from trust. The clarity in your gaze comes from seeing through the eyes of faith. The composure you carry under pressure is not from training, it is from transformation. You have been changed in the presence of God, and now your face reflects that encounter. Others may think you age slowly. The truth is deeper. You are being renewed daily in the light of His glory. And this is why, even in the chaos of the world, your demeanor stays calm. Even when others panic, you radiate certainty. Even when stress fills the air, you carry serenity. That is not normal. That is not natural. That is divine. And it draws people in. They don't just see your face, they see something beyond you. They're witnessing the reflection of the one you've been worshipping in secret. Chosen one. Your face is not ordinary, it is evidence. Evidence of a life lived close to God. Evidence of prayers whispered in the dark. Evidence of tears shed at His feet. You are not wearing a mask, you are wearing majesty. And the more time you spend with Him, the brighter that glory becomes. Chosen one. The peace that surrounds you is not passive, it is powerful. It is not a personality trait or a coping mechanism. It is a divine shield, forged in the presence of God and anchored in unshakable trust. People feel it the moment they enter your atmosphere. There's something about you that calms the storm around others, even when you say nothing at all. That stillness you carry is not weakness, it is authority. It is the quiet confidence of someone who knows exactly who holds their future. You don't panic like the world does. You don't unravel when plans fall apart. And that, chosen one, is what makes you stand out. You have learned to live in the eye of the storm because your spirit is anchored beyond the wind and waves. While others are tossed about by anxiety, you remain steady, not because life is easy, but because your peace is not circumstantial, it is rooted in covenant. It is the fulfillment of a promise that Isaiah 26:3 captures perfectly. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast, because they trust in you. Your peace is not denial, it's discernment. You've seen enough, suffered enough, and survived enough to know that God is always in control. And because of that, You no longer react to everything that demands your attention. You carry a calm that confuses chaos. You release a stillness that silences fear. People can feel it in the way you walk, the way you listen, the way you wait without worry. You are no longer living from crisis to crisis. You are living from glory to glory. Chosen one, this peace you carry is holy. It is sacred. It is your shield. It has protected your mind when the world tried to flood you with fear. It has guarded your heart when disappointment came knocking. And most of all, it has kept your face from wearing the stress that others bear. That is why you don't look your age. That is why you seem untouched by the heaviness others carry. Because you've traded your anxiety for divine assurance, and it shows. You are not just walking in peace. Peace is walking in you. And that peace is more than an inner feeling. It is your outer covering. It preserves you, elevates you, and distinguishes you. So when the world grows darker, don't be surprised when people start following the light of your calm. You are a lighthouse, chosen one, and your peace is proof that he who guards your soul neither slumbers nor sleeps. Chosen one, the reason you shine is not just because of peace, it is because of joy. But not just any joy. This joy that radiates from your eyes, dances in your voice, and brightens your presence is not fleeting, emotional, or seasonal. It is supernatural. It is the joy of the Lord poured into you, sustained by Him, and untouched by circumstances. When others wonder how you remain so full of life, so light in spirit, so vibrant in the face of hardship, what they are truly seeing is a river flowing from the throne of God straight into your soul. This joy is not a reaction, it is a revelation. It doesn't come from things going right. It comes from knowing the one who reigns over everything. It flows from intimacy, not events. You have learned that even in sorrow, joy can stand up and sing. Even in delay, joy can rise and dance. That is the secret you carry, and it has become your strength, not your escape, not your illusion, but your unshakable core. C.s.Lewis, reflecting on the elusive yet profound nature of joy in Surprised by Joy, observed, "All joy reminds. It is never a possession, always a desire for something longer ago or further away or still about to be. This captures the essence of your supernatural joy, which transcends momentary happiness and points to an eternal longing fulfilled in God, reminding you and those around you of a divine reality that sustains your vibrancy as a foretaste of heaven's unending fulfillment." Nehemiah 8:10 says it simply but profoundly, "The joy of the Lord is your strength." This has been your reality. Every time life tried to take something from you, this divine joy gave you something more valuable in return: perspective, endurance, and light. Where others became bitter, you became brighter. Where others fell silent, your soul kept singing. Your joy has been a weapon, a well, and a witness, all at once. And yes, chosen one, that joy has kept you youthful. Not because joy erases time, but because it lifts the weight that time tries to place on your shoulders. It refreshes you. It breathes life into your bones. Proverbs 17:22 says, "A joyful heart is good medicine," and you've taken that medicine daily, not in capsules or pills, but in worship, in laughter, in gratitude, and in trust. It's why your presence feels like sunlight, why your words carry warmth, and why your energy defies explanation. Your joy is holy. It is not a mood, it is a mantle. God has clothed you in it. That's why even in trials you've learned to smile. Even in waiting, you've learned to rejoice. You are not naive. You are anchored in the truth that heaven is your home, and your joy is rooted in eternity. Chosen one, your joy is not just a gift, it is a signature of heaven upon your life. And as long as you protect it, cultivate it, and release it, you will continue to walk in a strength the world cannot comprehend. Chosen one, as radiant as you are now, heaven wants you to know, this is only the beginning. What you see in the mirror today, the vitality, the peace, the strength, the glow, is merely a glimpse of what is to come. You are not at your peak. You are in your preparation. You are not the finished masterpiece. You are still in the hands of the master potter, being shaped into something even more glorious. God has not brought you this far to leave you in maintenance mode. He is still building, still expanding, still pouring, still unveiling. The restoration you've experienced is only a preview of the renewal that awaits. The favor you've known is just the first layer. The true outpouring has not even fully begun. And that's why your spirit feels both full and expectant at the same time, because something greater is still on the horizon. Haggai 2-9 speaks prophetically of your life. The glory of this present house will be greater than the glory of the former, says the Lord Almighty. You've seen beauty, but you haven't seen the fullness. You've tasted victory, but you haven't touched the final triumph. There are doors of influence yet to open, realms of favor yet to fall, miracles yet to manifest, and God is preparing you for all of it. That's why He's kept you vibrant. That's why He's preserved your energy. He is not renewing you just for survival. He's renewing you for assignment. The youthfulness you carry, the freshness of your spirit, and the radiance of your being are not temporary. They are prophetic signs that your time is not fading, it is rising. Your best days are not behind you. They are being summoned ahead of you. You are not being phased out. You are being positioned. And what heaven is about to do through you will silence every doubt that tried to disqualify you. So do not settle. Do not assume that your current level of strength is the final chapter. You are stepping into a season where age submits to anointing and time bends to divine timing. You are entering the realm where heaven overrides history and writes legacy in real time. Chosen one, God is not finished with you. He is just getting started. The glory ahead is not just greater, it is weightier, richer, and more visible. And when it comes, it will be clear to everyone. This radiance is not natural. It is eternal. Chosen one, the way you live, the way you shine, and the way you walk into a room is not accidental. It is intentional. Heaven has made you a light, not a flicker, not a spark, but a beacon, a steady, unwavering, radiant light that others are drawn to even when they don't understand why. You carry something sacred, and when people encounter you, they're not just encountering your personality or presence, they're brushing up against the presence of God within you. This is why you've always stood out, even when you tried to blend in. Why do people confide in you without knowing why? Why do strangers sense safety in your voice and hope in your eyes? You are not merely inspirational, you are invitational. Your very life is a silent sermon, calling people back to the source of light. Without preaching a word, you provoke questions. Where does their strength come from? How can someone be so calm? What's the secret behind their joy? The answer is simple. Your life is lit by the fire of God. Matthew 5:16 says, "Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." That verse is not a suggestion for you, it is your assignment. You are being elevated, not just to be admired, but to be followed. God is placing you in visible places, not for your fame, but for His glory. Doors will open, eyes will watch, hearts will listen, not because of who you are, but because of who you carry. Chosen one, this influence is holy, this visibility is sacred. And that is why God has carefully refined you before revealing you. The world does not need more noise, it needs light. And you have become a living invitation to the kingdom of God. Your radiance draws people near, but your spirit points them higher. The way you endure, the way you forgive, the way you remain joyful and unshaken, it all leads back to Him. So shine without apology. Walk in rooms with authority. Let your story be known, not for attention, but for awakening. You are not just living well, you are living as a mirror of heaven. Every step you take, every life you touch, every smile you give is a whisper from God to the world. See what I can do when someone lets me in. Chosen one, you are the evidence. You are the lighthouse. You are the invitation. And your light is not fading, it's rising. Chosen one, What God is doing in your life is not partial, it is complete. He is not simply renewing your strength or refreshing your appearance. He is restoring you in every dimension, body, soul, and spirit. He is touching every area that was once broken, neglected, delayed, or stolen. And He is not doing it in secret. He is making it visible, because you are His testimony in motion. A walking declaration that when God restores, He leaves nothing out. You may have endured years where parts of you felt lost, joy that vanished, dreams that collapsed, energy that faded, identity that blurred under the weight of struggle. But that was not the end of your story. God saw it all. He remembered every moment you thought was wasted, every season you thought was stolen, and now He is answering with one divine promise: I will restore everything. Not some, not most, all. Jeremiah 30:17 declares it plainly. I will restore you to health and heal your wounds, declares the Lord. That's not poetic comfort, it's prophetic reality. Your healing is already underway. Restoration has already begun. Every cell in your body, every corner of your mind, every scar on your heart is being touched by divine power. God is not just patching things up, He is making all things new. Chosen one. This is why you've been feeling lighter, freer, stronger, even if you can't fully explain it. Heaven is repairing things that human hands cannot touch. Emotional burdens are lifting. Mental clarity is increasing. Old griefs are loosening their grip. Even your physical body is responding to the renewal of your spirit. You are becoming aligned, whole, complete, not by striving, but by surrender. This is the result of abiding in the presence of the Restorer Himself. There is no area of your life off limits to this restoration. Relationships, assignments, inner peace, missed years, delayed breakthroughs, He is redeeming it all. What looked like a detour is now a divine setup. What felt like a loss is now returning multiplied. And it will not come back fragile, it will come back fortified. Chosen one, you will lack nothing. That is your portion. That is your promise. And that is what sets you apart. Because when God restores someone He has chosen, He doesn't just restore what was lost, He restores what was never known. You are stepping into the era of nothing missing, nothing broken, nothing withheld. This is total restoration, and it's happening now. Chosen one, if people wonder where your radiance comes from, the answer is simple and sacred. The presence of God. You don't shine because of effort, you shine because of proximity. You carry a glow that doesn't fade with the sun or shift with your mood, because it comes from a source that never changes. The presence of God is not just a place you visit, it is the atmosphere you dwell in. And that is why your light never goes out. The secret to your youth, your peace, your unshakable strength, it's not found in outward habits, but in inward communion. You have chosen to stay close to the one who made you. You have learned to make His presence your dwelling, not just your emergency exit. And because of that, you are being renewed daily in ways the world cannot replicate. You have learned what Moses knew. When you spend time with God, His glory marks you, not symbolically, literally. Psalm 16:11 reveals this mystery. You make known to me the path of life. In your presence there is fullness of joy. At your right hand are pleasures forevermore. That's not poetry for you, it's reality. You have tasted the joy that cannot be bought. You have experienced the clarity that only comes from silence before the King. You have discovered the sweetness of lingering in the sacred, even when life pulls at your time and energy. And this is why the glow never leaves you, because you keep going back. You return to the well. You remain at His feet. You have cultivated a lifestyle of intimacy, not religion. And that has become your radiance. The world may try to imitate it, but it cannot manufacture what only the Holy Spirit can produce. Your face, your posture, your energy, they are all reflections of the one you've been gazing upon. Chosen one, Never underestimate the power of his presence. It's not a suggestion, it's your lifeline. It is where your strength is renewed, where your mind is reset, where your beauty is restored. Don't let busyness rob you of the one thing that sustains everything, for in his presence, even time bows down. Aging slows, weariness lifts, joy multiplies, and his light becomes your covering. The glow begins at his feet, and as long as you remain in that holy place, you will never run dry, never burn out, never fade. You were born to shine, but only by remaining near the flame. Chosen one, your glow is not accidental, it was formed under pressure. The radiance you carry, the wisdom in your eyes, the grace in your steps, they weren't gifted without a price. They were cultivated in secret places, under the weight of trials, during seasons when others would have broken. And yet, you didn't break. You bent, but you didn't shatter. You cried, but you didn't curse. You waited, even when heaven seemed silent. And through it all, you trusted the process, even when you didn't understand it. You see, diamonds don't form in the open air. They are born in the depths, through heat, through crushing, through time. And so were you. Every moment that felt like a delay, every pressure that tried to collapse your spirit, every disappointment that made your heart ache, it was all working together to produce a glory in you that cannot be fabricated. Romans 5:3-4 reminds us, "We rejoice in our sufferings, knowing that suffering produces endurance, and endurance produces character, and character produces hope." That isn't theory for you, it's biography. You've lived those verses. You didn't ask for the pain, but you allowed it to purify. You didn't enjoy the waiting, but you allowed it to stretch your faith. You didn't choose the crushing, but you let it break what needed breaking so that the oil could flow. And now, you carry the kind of light that doesn't flicker when the wind blows. You carry the kind of strength that doesn't shake when others tremble. Because you didn't escape the process, you embraced it. Chosen one, never regret the path that refined you. God wastes nothing, not a tear, not a trial, not a long night or a lonely road. Every bit of it was part of the design. And what seemed like a delay was actually divine protection. What felt like restriction was God's way of anchoring you before elevation. What felt like being overlooked was heaven saying, "Not yet, there's more I'm doing in you." And now you are glowing, not in spite of the pressure, but because of it. You are not fragile. You are forged. You are not lucky. You are chosen. And the light you carry has weight. It has history. It has depth. It has authority. This is why when others look at you, they don't just see beauty, they see brilliance born from endurance. Trust the process, chosen one. The pressure did not come to destroy you, it came to reveal you. Chosen one, this is not the time to dim your light. This is not the moment to hide the glory that God has placed upon you. You did not walk through fire, endure crushing pressure, or survive impossible seasons just to shrink now. You were not restored just to blend in. You were not anointed just to remain unnoticed. You were chosen to shine and to shine boldly. Your radiance is not vanity, it's victory. It tells the story of what you've overcome. It testifies of nights you thought you wouldn't survive and mornings when mercy met you anyway. The glow you carry is not a surface shimmer, it is the visible evidence of heaven's investment in your life. You are not glowing by accident. You are glowing because you've been in the fire and God brought you out whole, holy and brighter than ever. Isaiah 60:1 says, "Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you." That's not a poetic encouragement, that's a divine instruction. Don't apologize for how far God has brought you. Don't downplay the healing, the wisdom, or the strength He has poured into you. Let your life speak. Let your glow speak. Let your energy, your peace, your joy be a bold banner that says, "God did this." You see, every time you walk with confidence, every time you smile in peace, every time you enter a room fully present and fully alive, you are declaring that restoration is real and heaven keeps its promises. Your very being becomes a message, one that shouts louder than any sermon. This is what happens when God is given full access. Chosen one, don't be afraid to be radiant. Don't feel guilty for carrying what others don't yet understand. You are not arrogant, you are aligned. You are not self-made, you are God-shaped. And the light on you is meant to draw others out of darkness. When they ask, "What's different about you?" you don't have to explain every detail. Just smile and let your life speak for itself. You are walking proof that broken things can shine again, that weary souls can be revived, that age doesn't define beauty, God does. You are not shining for show, you are shining because of the story, and every ray of that light carries the fingerprint of God. Chosen one, shine without apology, be radiant without restraint. Let the world see what heaven can do. Chosen one, when people look at you, they're not just seeing a person, they're seeing a prophecy fulfilled. You are the evidence, not just of survival, not just of strength, but of what heaven can do with a life fully surrendered. You are the walking, breathing, glowing answer to the question, can God truly restore all things? And your life boldly responds, yes, and even more. You were not supposed to make it this far. According to the world, the pressure should have broken you, the grief should have aged you, the trauma should have drained you. But it didn't, because God stepped in, because heaven had a plan, because the one who called you never stopped working in the background, even when it felt like silence. And now, every step you take, every breath you inhale, every new day you rise into is a testimony. Psalm 126:2-3 says, "Our mouths were filled with laughter, our tongues with songs of joy. Then it was said among the nations, the Lord has done great things for them. The Lord has done great things for us, and we are filled with joy." That is your story. Heaven has done great things for you. And now, others will say it too, because the glory can no longer be hidden. The restoration is too visible. The beauty is too undeniable. Chosen one, walk with confidence, not in yourself, but in the one who transformed you. Speak with authority, not from ego, but from encounter. Live boldly, not to impress, but to testify. You are not the same person you once were, and you never will be again. God didn't just give you a second chance, He gave you a divine reset. And with it comes the invitation to walk as a revelation of grace, of renewal, of what happens when heaven breathes on a surrendered vessel. So lift your head high, let your life shine without apology. Let your voice carry weight, let your presence shift rooms, because your glow is not for vanity, it is for visibility. You are heaven's billboard. You are proof that time cannot undo what God ordains, that beauty can rise from ashes, that strength can return to the weary, that age has no authority over glory. You are the evidence, you are the living witness. You are the radiance of redemption, and the world is about to see just how far heaven can go when it chooses someone like you